And ultimately, by discarding all our responsibilities in the marketplace, we have created an economy which has ended up running counter to the values on which it was nominally based. For instance, we've over-pooled ownership and risk and thereby have diluted responsibility. If risk is constantly pooled ad infinitum, then there's no one who ultimately bears the risk. By placing free trade above all else, what we have achieved is a weakening of democracy, because citizens expect from democracies that it should protect them. By prioritizing short-term logic, we have paved the way for our entry into an epoch of scarcity. We have exhausted non-renewable resources, devastated the environment, caused global warming. Sustainable development cannot be achieved if profits up front and dividends for shareholders are our sole criteria. I'm not saying that these are illegitimate objectives. I say that they cannot be the only objectives. Through excessive deregulation, what happened? Well, we witnessed dumping, and no longer fair competition, in other words, and in other terms, unfair competition. We have let globalization be based on external growth, with everybody trying to grow by taking the businesses, the jobs, the market shares of others, instead of by working harder, by working more, by investing more, by increasing productivity and capacity for innovation. The globalization we had dreamt of at the outset was of the kind where, instead of taking from others by means of monetary, social, fiscal or ecological dumping, each of us would fund development on social progress, increased purchasing power, reduced inequality, improved standard of living. And look, the ILO, the IMF, the World Bank, the FAO, or the G20. At bottom, we are always talking about the self-same thing, seen from different points of view. The tremendous question we have to answer in the 21st century is how can we return the economy to the service of mankind? That is, ladies and gentlemen, the question that any leader must seek to answer. How can we act to ensure that the economy no longer appears as an end in itself, but as a means towards an end? How can we move towards globalization in which the development of each will assist the development of others? How can we build a more cooperative, less conflictual form of globalization? Because it is too conflictual right now. Let me be clear, let us be clear about this. I want you to understand me. We are not asking ourselves what we will replace capitalism with, but what kind of capitalism we want. The crisis we are experiencing is not a crisis of capitalism. It is a crisis as a result of the skewing of capitalism. Capitalism has always been inseparable from a system of values. A conception of civilization, an idea of humankind. Purely financial capitalism is a distortion. And it treads roughshod over the very values of capitalism. But anti-capitalism is an even worse dead end.